We just separated from Yugoslavia. We were a very young country. Project 100 Best Restaurants was first year covering around 750 restaurants. More than 100 questions, very, very detailed about their offer and their service. Our restaurant owners, they are always motivated, of course, to be on the list of the best. Members of the Honorable Board, which are checking all materials and pronouncing 100 best restaurants for the year. I had a lot of complaints from restaurant owners about their colleagues and so on. They were not saying so good and nice words one about the other. It is a city which is harbor and which is also full of diversity, on which we are very proud.
TV Sunday, the power of truth.
It's a wonderful pleasure, Karin. Thank you very much for joining us from the great city of great country, Croatia.
Kiran, thank you so much for inviting me in your show. I was watching your interviews with our colleagues from journalism and touristic world, and they are really great. And thank you for connecting us all around the globe.
Yes, of course, and it's a wonderful pleasure. Like when I went through your biodata or CV, it's something great that it's very hard for anybody to achieve such a wonderful goal, success. And I would like to say this is one of the huge contribution in tourism industry through gastronomy you had been made. More than 30 decades you are in the industry and you left a mark. I would like to congratulate you for your wonderful achievement and contribution, Karin.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So 28th edition is coming, the 100 top restaurant in Croatia. It's a something trailblazed story which inspire everybody in this planet, I believe. How did great work started? Would you mind to recall your past when you had the first edition in preparation and when this came to your mind, this idea?
During this time, 1995, my country, Croatia, we just separated from Yugoslavia. We were a very young country, and we had a lot of delicious food, but we didn't. We're mostly giving their credits to their specialties to the other nations which were surrounding us. Project 100 Best Restaurants was first year covering around 750 restaurants. Between them, we chose 100 the best. Now, 28 years later, 5,000 restaurants which are covered with this project. The election is going mostly online through the portal Gastronomy.
How difficult was this task for the first time?
It required some effort, but it was so much goodwill and vision what can be done with that project that it was not hard. I'm still enjoying in that project. It is the mother of a lot of other projects which promote Croatian gastronomy and which also gave ideas to other countries what can be done when you really like your job and when you think that everything can be set through the dishes. All recipes which are keeping information about ingredients which are produced in surrounding, which are telling stories about their geography, region, about whole history. So that is all stories we can interpret through taste, and that's the job what I really like to do.
Yeah, but what was the first response of your client when you proposed this thing?
More than 100 questions, very, very detailed about their offer and their service. And we also send them 10 lists for votes, which they can give to their guests. Of course, we knew that their guests will vote for them, but it was valid only if there were also mentioned, their guests were also mentioning 10 other restaurants, 5 from this region and 5 on the Croatia level. So everything was going quite slow with all this counting of votes. But first year when we get to the result, we were happy to pronounce first 100 best restaurants. We gave them the title of Restaurants Croatica.
The first time it was 164 restaurants were listed, and now it's 28 years back we are talking. How many restaurants are listed for this year?
There is some 600, around 600 restaurants in Croatia which get title of Restaurant Croatica, but only for the year which they were elected.
What is the outcome of this project?
our restaurant owners, they are always motivated, of course, to be on the list of the best. On the other hand, we want to recommend to our guide, to our book, which is also a guidebook to restaurants, what are the restaurants which get the most votes of other guests. Of course, each year, every level is going upper and upper, and all that is contributing to tourism. Croatia is now get the status of quite interesting and respectable destination for gastronomy.
How the
Of
tourist or the foreigner can be benefited with this edition?
Everyone wants to be listed between the best, so the restaurants are giving quite a high effort to keep the quality and to make happy guests.
Karin, one thing I'm very interested about is what is the selection process?
First part is going online, where all visitors of Gastronaut portal can vote for the restaurant they want to recommend. But they can vote for as many restaurants they want, but they cannot vote from the same device more than one time for one restaurant. So that way, last year, more than 20,000 guests fulfilled these voting processes. So around 750 restaurants get some votes, and the one which are having the most votes, some 150, 200 of them, they also go to the second level of voting. On second level, all restaurants get documentation, so they can offer the restaurant and tell us everything what we need to know about their offer. And they also propose 10 restaurants which they think they are doing the best for Croatia gastronomy. On third level, there is members of the honorable board, which are checking all materials and pronouncing 100 best restaurants for the year.
Where do you distribute this publication?
Publication is distributed through all bookstores, and it is available online, and also a lot of touristic authorities are buying it and presenting it to their customers and guests. So it is present in nearly every corner of Croatia.
Do you do the numbering as well, or just 100 best? Do you do numbering number one, number two, number three?
No, we are not. We are just pronouncing each year 100 the best, because some people are happy that they are on 100 place. The other is very sad that he is second. We want good energy in this project.
I want to jump to your club. That's a Gastronaut Club, which is a club of wonderful people and expert of gastronomy, and you are leading that club as well. Can you tell me something about that club? What is the vision, mission, and goal of this club?
It was 1999. I was leading already for 4 years project, Restaurant Croatica, 100 best restaurants, and I had a lot of complaints from restaurant owners about their colleagues and so on. They were not saying so good and nice words one about the other. So I was a bit tired of listening to that, because I know that they are all in the same situations, having similar problems. And if we put them together, we will have better energy and less complaints about the others. And they can do all together. They can present their destination and our country. So we organized a first occasion where we invited owners of 100 best restaurants on Island Drop. And we spent there three days in discussion. What can we all together do to promote our country to gastronomy? The result was that all the restaurants which were quarreling before, they become friends, and they all decide they want to host Gastronaut Club in their restaurants and promote their small destination through gastronomy in their restaurants. So since then, we organized more than 120 occasions on different destinations. Each time there was one of our members of Gastronaut Club, one of the best restaurants owner, the main host, but also local producer and touristic authorities join us in every destination. So we were each time choosing some different subject and promoting destination through these different subjects.
What is the contribution of this Gastronaut Club in the industry of tourism in Croatia? What do you think?
I think we really contribute a lot because on some destination we were opening eyes how special they are, and then some destination they don't even know how special they are until you find something what you know for sure that you didn't find in any other destination. It was a natural continuing of Gastronaut Club to get some projects which were leading to gastronomy branding of the destination, and that is also my main job last few years, and also still working on a lot of projects for gastronomy branding of the destination. So how to make gastronomy one of the main reasons to come to some destination. And what is that in marketing, what is activating customer to choose one destination instead of the other?
You have been doing this job since many years through the gastronaut clubs, educating people, hosting the seminars, events, helping others. How difficult is this? Would you mind to explain a little bit?
This year, for example, a few days ago, I'm living in city of Rijeka. When we are talking about brands, everything can be brand if it is interesting and if it is having marketing potential, which is activating our associations and feeling with some destination and with some other structures in our mind. It can be some special dish. It can be some special occasion. It can be really everything what we find different from the other. My home city is Rijeka. It is a city on the sea coast, on Kvarner region. It is a city which is harbor and which is also full of diversity, on which we are very proud that everyone is here welcome and everyone should feel at home in Rijeka. But we didn't have any traditional dish which we can promote or we can connect Rijeka with it. So I was thinking what to do for my city, and I proposed a project which is called Rijeka Gastronomy Harbor. As Rijeka is harbor city, we decided that our restaurants should be gastronomy harbors, and we let them choose which kind of harbors they want to be. So, for example, we offered them, it was all, they could tell us any kind of their identity or ambition to the name of the harbor, but it was important that their offer and service is also devoted to that. So we offered them, for example, status of romantic gastronomic Rijeka port, family gastronomic port, business gastronomic port, fisherman gastronomic port, vegan gastronomic port, port for wine lovers, port for beer, gastronomy port for beer lovers, port of local ingredients, port of specialties, port of taste of other destinations. So, for example, on a project on which I promoted three days ago together with touristic authorities in Rijeka, which is standing behind that project, we gave to 35 restaurants in Rijeka titles of 55 harbors. It is also connected with the idea of Rijeka as a harbor. It is connected that when you come to harbor, you're usually tired, need some food, you need some refreshment. So that's everything what restaurant can offer too. It is also giving to guests of Rijeka and to Rijeka citizens much easier way to find the restaurants according to their measures. Because if somebody is vegan, they are looking for vegan restaurant. If somebody is taking their sympathy first time for dinner, of course, they will look for romantic gastronomy port. If somebody is going with family for lunch, it is very important that kids are also having some animation and place to have some games so others can enjoy more relaxed in food and in a wine offer. So each Rijeka Gastronomy Port is having their customers, and we are really happy that our restaurants are all very participating in it and showing how Rijeka is having really a lot of possibilities for everyone taste.
I have some friends who traveled to Croatia and they love Rijeka. That's one of the beautiful scenic city and it's affordable as well. So proud of you because you have been contributing a lot to grow the tourism in that part of the world.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you. For example, on Maliloshin, we are working on project which is connected with their brand vitality.
Mhm.
It is island. We are having more than 1,000 islands in Croatia. It is island which is full with wild herbs, which are also spices. So all dishes are connected with smells and flavors, which are growing on that island. On Island Kirk, they are having lamb and prosciutto and things and different Mediterranean stuff. So we created some story which is called Kirk Food Story. In Nin, we find sea asparagus as a way to possibility to make to help to make them help and make the brand. In Daruvar, which is health tourism destination, and they are also famous for their craft beer, we pronounce 6 elements which are dealing with different subjects on the table and trying to serve special dishes for each person which is having some health problem, but also they are combining beers with their local dishes.
Tell me something about the major characters of Croatian tourism and why you think people need to visit this tiny country.
I think Croatia is really, really beautiful country. We are having more than 1,000 islands. We are having woods. We are having flat areas. We are having delicious food. But most important, we are having people which are very open, which like guests, which like hanging around one with another, which are very social. It is a country with people which are having, which like to have a good time with other people. So it's even when it is not season in the cities of Croatia or even in small places, you can find people meeting in cafe bars and restaurants, and they really like each other's company and they are trying also that their guests feel welcome.
Being in gastronomy industry since more than 3 decades, what is the special feelings you have being the gastronom expert?
I really like my job because I invented it. So it's something I'm doing with pleasure, having always a lot of ideas. And the biggest reward is when I see that something what I had some ideas that they are accepted and that they start living very well without me. So that they make some changes, they put people in synergy, make them go in all together goal and trying to do the best what they can. And also what is really very important to make possibility on the market to make a difference, to show a difference, and to give special feeling to the guest that he is having some extra special experience, which is really possible only at the destination on which he comes. When we travel, we want to feel the country, we want to taste the country, we want to know the people and to find the stories which are behind all that. So that's what we can always do in tourism and gastronomy with pleasure.
Tell me something about your involvement. How do you manage the time to get in something with these great organizations, and what's your experience working with them?
It is a big pleasure to be an active member of the organization which you just mentioned, the International Tourism Tourist Journalists Organization, FIGET, and to Mediterranean Tourism Foundation. I'm looking always very forward to all our meetings and all our congresses and occasions because it's possibility which is showing us how world is small and how we can connect and make networks and know better each other and learn about other cultures and understand other cultures better and sharing good energy from around the planet. So it's these organizations are really making us all richer, and I'm really happy that one of the connection led also to this show of yours.
How do you think the visit has been contributing to tourism, and how do you think that this organization has been helping to unite journalists and writers around the world?
FIGET is a very powerful organization which is present in most parts of the world. And last year it was a Congress in Egypt. That was really nice to see colleagues after this Corona time, to see colleagues from all parts of the world. We connected with each other. We are inviting each other also when we are having some occasion which need international promotion, so our touristic authorities can host journalists from different countries. On the other hand, we are always willing to publish stuff which are important and which lead to good and promote tourism in all parts of the world. So I feel really rich inside, mostly with people from which I met through Fidget, and I congratulate you and your president of Fidget Americas, Maria Elena Parades, because she is also the person which is trying to connect all of us.
What is life in your opinion? You have seen a lot. You have experienced a lot. You met thousands of people. You work with hundreds of, business organizations or people. So you have collected a lot of bunches of good or probably bad memories as well. There are two parts of coins like life has. How do you like to summarize about your journey?
Yes, life is something which is valid when for me, of course, I love my family, I love my country, I love my friends. That's I think all of that's common for all person in the world. But when we are making synergy with the other people, when we are creating something new, when we are starting with some butterfly effect in some projects or movements or contacts, that is something what is going out from us, but it is starting to live independently. And I think it is really nice when we can collect such a stuff and in us, and knowing that that we move something in the
Yeah.
positive way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Karin. It's a great pleasure talking to you, and your experience, your opinions are truly helpful and masterpiece for anybody who wants to jump in this industry. Thank you for your time and opinion.
Thank you so much for this talk.